Hey everyone, how are we doing? We are back for office hours now. Are there any questions? Who is in the chat? I feel like I should move my... I can move that up here. Let me move the sound deck closer to me. That'd be a good idea. If you're in the chat, feel free to say hi and let me know you're there. But who is in the chat? This is your time. It's our time down here to do work. I think I have my TN voice reviews. I'm halfway wanting to look at those. TN voice. So planning at UTK. Oof, I'm scared. I'm scared to see the reviews in for mini term. They said they'd be available today. Are they available today? I think they are. So here are the reviews. I hope it went well. I hope people had fun. You might see stat burn in a moment. It's loading the results. It's usually pretty good. It's usually happy results. Usually fun. Usually good. Shouldn't check things live, right? You miss me. I'm joking because I'm like, it'll turn out all right, right? It's not loading. Not loading. But if you're in the chat, feel free to say hi. It's loaded. Good reviews. Good reviews. Nothing bad yet. Nothing bad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good reviews. People enjoyed the class, which is what matters to me, that people get grades and enjoy the class. I just looked at the numeric reviews and now I'm checking it out. Yeah, Colton, hey Colton, right? Good to see you there, Colton. What questions do you have? I see some like this. Brando, good to see you. What should we do? This is your time. I'm looking up my reviews right here. Too many websites is one of the negatives. Too many websites is one of the negatives. I guess the instructor did a rather splendid job. The instructor, I am the instructor. Oh, because it probably says like the instructor. Oh, there you go. Man, so quick. Someone likes how I explain formulas. Man, that's really nice. People are very nice. Yeah. This class, we were like in it. We were like, it was so fast. Let me throw some points. This was 2 weeks. Like it was a blur. Like I think back and I'm like, mini-stream just happened. I cannot believe it. Charlie says, hey, I was wondering the best way to learn content for this class. Should I watch your intro stats videos for a class and go over the slides after you tune? Yeah, Charlie, let's go over that. The best way to learn. Let's put that in the video right here. I'm booting my brain up. Wait, am I on Stat201 live stream? Is the current stream right now called Stat201 live stream? I think I clicked stream to live stream or something. Is your live stream right now called Stat201 live stream? And then the link I sent out for office hours is the correct link? It's called Stat201 live stream. Cool. Let's do that. Like, let me change the name of this. And I think it had a problem connecting to YouTube, so it just made a new live stream. So this is office hours for Jan 23rd, 2025. And we need to put the start of the stream, 001 start. And you have to put a start in the notes. I was like, why didn't it copy over? And then we will go here. Hey, good to see you there. Good to see you, former student, right? Yay, that's why I love modding people. It's like, good to see you. Let's talk about being successful in 201. Yay, Ross, good to see you there. And then we'll talk about even 320 right here. Oh, you are obviously welcome here. You sometimes get some points. They might convert at the end of the semester. Current student as well, yes. Which, if you want to say which class you're in, you're welcome to. But we're going to talk about being successful in 201, and then all you need to do is ask another question, and we'll answer said questions for everybody. We're going to do everyone's questions. Give those questions. First question is, how do we be successful? Yes. Say hey to me. We have that coming up today, right? Wait, no, that's tomorrow. We did that yesterday. I gave you guys and gals and pals ducks. So let's head over to the main screen. Who not letting you in? Well, we'll make sure Colton, especially here at the start, will figure it out. And thank you for sending me that screenshot. We'll get it fixed up for you. Thank you, Colton. Let's get it working. And this should not be penalized because you were here. And we'll work with everyone at the start of the semester to get everything working 100%. So Colton, I got this. We got you. So here we are with the Stat1 channel. There's me on a live stream 10 seconds ago. Cool. The playlist has a lot of useful resources. You can see my Batman shirt all the time right there. Batman every day. And if you go to Introduction to Statistics, which I believe they were saying in the chat, Charlie was saying they found, It's really a great playlist going over the topics you can see, and it's more of a, I would say, boring. I can say that because it's my content. It's just traditional learning. There's not jokes. There's not a lot of random noises. I might do an occasional. It doesn't matter. I might do that, but the learning is going to be more me going through the notes as someone would do teaching the material, and it's good. This chapter 2, is very long. It's got a lot of material. You see, we're drawing out the mean. We're drawing the monster man. I'm talking about buttering toast, so I do make a few jokes or explain it. Talking about how to find the Q1 to Q3, the distance between the middle 50%, the range of the middle 50%, the IQR. So if you see these concepts, you should know what they are, like finding the median is finding the middle number. You want to understand these concepts, and you have to hear them multiple times. Chapter 2 is not really tough. It's just very long. Notice chapter 3 and 4, or chapter 3 and then pivot, are much shorter. But understanding the displays of data and what they are is very important, being able to talk about data and different types of data. And I say this all the time: practice, practice, practice. So here's another thing you can do. I like these videos also. Just want to drop in and say, awesome, Rob, I'll see you tomorrow. Say, hey, in class, be like, hey, it's me. And I'm like, hey, awesome. So we have review 1. Review 1 can be accessed by going to the Stat1 YouTube channel or Stat1 homepage and typing in, go to review 1. That's how we get there. Mubot's going to drop it in the chat. And on the review page, here we go. Mubot's telling us where to go. We will be posting review material, but you'll also see videos like the speedrun videos, which should load in. Let's reload the page. The speedrun videos are some fun videos I made where it goes, epic Stat1 speedruns of statistics. Brian Stevens versus Chapter 1. Let's start here. Begin. So in these videos, I basically go through and talk how to do statistics, and you can see the same sort of things we were just learning moments ago. Does that make sense? Charlie, Colton, and everyone in the chat who's Stat Tool 1, let me throw you some points for being here. If you're here during office hours, you still get bonus points. So right here, you can see these are the concepts we were just talking about. And I use a lot of the same examples because it's what I do. And thank you so much. And these are a little shorter too. They're a speed run identifiers. They're unique. There's some of the data sets. I go through and label it. I was adding the subtype below them, the more specific. You're welcome, Charlie. So the big key thing is just try to work in, where's the thing? Little bits. Try to do your work in little bits. It's like you got a big baseball game. Are you going to, the night before the baseball game, stay up all night throwing a baseball to practice throwing a baseball? Think about what I'm getting at right here. If you got a big baseball game, maybe it's like, whatever, our baseball game's on like March 2nd or something. I don't know. You got to look at when our baseball game is. You know what I'm saying? The test. Are you going to stay up all night the night before the baseball game and be like, I'm going to throw baseballs all night, all night, all night, from 10 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. Then I'm going to get a few hours of sleep for the game? No, that's ridiculous. What are you doing? Because you're going to be tired. You're going to not be thinking straight. You're going to be worn out. So what you do is you practice throughout the time frame you have. And so the way to practice for this class is to say, you know, Brian was going over chapter 1 today. Let me go here and let me look for something related to chapter 1, which is going to be like variable types. Is there a variable types question? There should be. Summarizing quantitative variables, percentiles on the normal curve, variable types. I should put the chapters on these, but variable types. So here's a previous test question we had going over variable types. So it gave us a data frame. And it said, what kind of variables are these? What kind of variables is transaction number? That's identifier because it's unique to each and every person, every transaction. Type of gas, categorical. Numbers of gallon, quantitative. Pay at the pump, categorical. Did you get food inside? Categorical. Type of payment, categorical. Purchase amount, quantitative. And day of the week, categorical. So going through here, I explain each one and why it is that. And you can see the different types of variables with the explanation below for the different variable types. So it's very important to be able to know categorical, quantitative, identifier, and then also a little bit more with things like ordinal and nominal. So Grayson, does that kind of, and everyone, does that make sense right here? Like I would look at these videos and be like, oh, we covered variable types today. And maybe I should even make it more clear. I could try, because I tried making for the general audience, like, oh, variable types questions. But yeah, these videos right here are a great review. I wonder how many views it has. Let's see. 2,000 views. I did make it 7 years ago. I made that start of semester 7 years ago. Gosh. That means over 8 years ago. 8 years ago coming up. Yep, you're welcome, Charlie. And so my biggest advice is come to class, do the work, and then maybe use a review video or two to reinforce the knowledge. Like over the weekend, just be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to watch, I'm going to put this on in the background while I'm working out or something. I'll be like, you know, I'm just going to put this on in the background, watch this video or listen to it. I do that a lot of times. Like when I'm working out at night, I listen to Caleb Hammer or something like that. He's got Hammer Financials, and I'll put that on as like noise in the background. So if you have to study, you could put on this video in the background and you'll just hear things. Maybe you're not like super paying attention to it, but it doesn't hurt to hear things twice. You'll just remember it a little bit better. You'll be like, wait, you like pause, you'll be like, what did he say? What did he say? There's different types of graphics. Now I have to learn stats and work. Yes, Grayson. Grayson, let's make a quote of office hours right there. Are there more questions right now? We could start doing some of the assignments. We could do chapter 1 quiz and you could get 100 on it right now. Mubot quote of the day right here from Grayson. Now I gotta learn stats and work out. Should we do in 320, 474? Anyone else here? 207, you can ask for assignments too. You can say, hey, Brian, let's do an assignment. You can get quote of the days, 516. You could if you want. My stats teacher says I have to play the videos while I sleep. You gotta eat, breathe, drink stats. No, you don't have to. Whatever works for you. It's you do Mew here. You do Mew. So what should we do now? You tell me. This is your office hours. You just jump in and you say, let's do chapter 2 homework. Let's do chapter 2 quiz. Let's do the Canvas content. You just say it, we do it. Osmosis is the best way to learn. It really is. Sometimes, you know, it's like you hear it. You're like, oh, I know that. What should we do? You name it, we do it. Really good. I just got my reviews for Miniature. I'm very happy with them. It's the low points, which people should give me low points. I really like the constructive criticisms are probably low points I'd agree with too. Our hair is getting so long. Chapter 2, what should we do? You can name it. Just name something you want to do and we'll get it done. It could be Canvas Content 1. Done. Canvas Content 2. Done. Canvas Content 3. Canvas Content 6. I'll do it. What should we do? Your office hours, you name it. If you're 320, you can say, how do we do this in R? You can explain something about R. And we'll just do it. It'll be in the video here. Oh, Mike. What should we do? Oh, I'm on top chat still. So tired. Got like 7 hours of sleep last night. Anything? I might pick something here in a moment. Have people started the MyPearson? Let me send, I'm gonna go to the gradebook right now and send reminders to people and say, MyPearson is coming to chapter 1 quiz. Yeah, let's do chapter 1 quiz. Before I forget, I'm gonna remind people in the gradebook and just say intro to MyLab is coming up due tomorrow night. It's really quick, it's really easy, and I go over it during this office hour. So I'm gonna send a quick announcement. Ooh, grades are looking pretty good on it. And I'm gonna send this quick announcement. So 2 seconds right here while I go to the class. I believe it's coming due tomorrow night, and I'd hate for people to miss it. And I'll say due tomorrow night is the Canvas content quiz and also the chapter 1. So let me go do that really quick. Then we're gonna do the chapter 1 quiz. Which questions are you stuck on? Charlie, can you put some of your questions in the chat that you have? And I will literally do that right here. So can you put some of your questions in the chat? Just be like, oh, I got this question here, I got this question here. And let's go. Okay. Email and message students who have not yet submitted. MyPearson/syllabus due tomorrow night. The syllabus quiz and MyPearson are both due tomorrow night. I go through connecting Pearson and the first assignment. Popping out since I'm all over. No worries, Darius. Good to see you here. So your questions are different than mine, Charlie. What does your question one say? Like, give me the first 3 words of it. You'll have different questions than me. They'll be randomly ordered, and I will then find that question and do that exact question with you here in about 20 seconds. I go through connecting Pearson and the first chapter 00 quiz here. Many grocery store chains. Let's go look at that. Oh, no, I just messaged successfully sent. What did I just send? What did I just copy paste in? Oh, I did copy paste the right link. Okay, good. Just didn't look right. It didn't look like the right link. There we go, got it. Okay. Many grocery stores. Let's go get the Pearson. Okay, we are going to the Pearson lab. Sign into my course. Remind me later. Thank you, Charlie, for being here. Logging into Pearson. Uh-oh, I put 2 V's in my name. I don't know how to spell my name. Sometimes I forget. Okay, instructor toolbook, assignment manager. Let's go look at many grocery stores. Okay, chapter 1 quiz. Replace questions. Chapter 1 homework, but then I'll join you on the quiz. Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's do the homework because there's a thing I think. So, Charlie, you'll notice, I'm going to do the homework here, Charlie, but you'll notice something. So we're going to do the chapter 1 homework right here because it looks like 2 people want it, but you're going to notice something pretty quickly. Let's go do it. First quiz on chapter 1 homework, many grocery stores. Let's mark this in the notes right here. Charlie, is this your question right here? Is it this question? I'm going to mark it in the notes. We are at the 1853 mark, and we've got Stat 201, MyPearson, Chapter 01 homework. So many grocery stores collect data on customers. Now, I know it gives you answers, but what do you think they would collect data on a customer? Like, what data would they collect? Nice, Charlie. That's what I was like, let's do this. Don't look at their answers. What data do you think they would collect on customers? I'll show you the right answers. Don't worry about their answers. What do you think they would collect on customers? Don't worry what they say. It's just, what do you think grocery stores collect on customers? It's just to get you thinking. What do you think they collect on customers? Don't even look at their answers. We don't need their answers. We'll come up with our own. What do you think they collect on customers? They're just trying to make you think. Yeah, age. They could ask your age, how many kids you have. What else could they collect? Your age, how many kids you have. What else could they collect? Anything else? Grayson's got some answers. Colin, I mentioned you in class. I'm not even kidding. 500 points. Random Colin right there. 500 points. I mentioned you in class. Did I mention Colin from Disney bringing us the pixie dust? I want yes or no in the chat right now. Did I say Colin might appear during office hours? Huge shout outs right there. I said if you come to office hours, you might see a random Colin appear, spreading the awesomeness from Disney. The Colin right there. Exactly. Yes. I said you will get to see people from, I did not even plan this. That makes my day. Thank you so much. Always good hearing from you. And thank you for all your support. And we're here to support you too, Colin. We are so proud of you. So awesome. So those are the things we can collect. Disney collects data. They try to understand their customers, their consumers. And so let's see right here. Identities of other stores. We probably don't have that. We don't also have, I think the only ones we're not checking are those. I got it right. So those are the right answers. Great job. Grayson got it correct. So Grayson got the right answer. Excellent work, Grayson. You probably could collect those if you really wanted, but those are the right answers. Just make sure yours will be mixed up. Thank you so much. Shout out, Go Vols. More points in the chat. So next we have, what are some reasons why grocery stores might collect this? Don't read their answers. Just give me 1 or 2. Why do you think grocery stores might collect this data? Don't look at their answers.
It doesn't matter.
Don't look at their answers. Fun fact, Colin was at Disney during the class and he actually gave us tours on his phone. He went on like the rails and stuff like that and was giving us tours of Disney during class. And we like showed them to help sell more. Yeah. To upsell, to sell products, to understand their consumer, to figure out sale prices and what products to buy. These are all reasons we track data on consumers. It's like, hey, why do we need data? Figure out how price changes impact, determine the most profitable location for a new store, shoplifting, they could probably do, I don't know. So here are make better displays. Boom. Grayson, some points in the chat. Keep it up. There's the answers to it. So if you're working on it and you're stuck, there's the answers. I don't know. You could probably do shoplifting too, but they didn't want that. So one question down, a few more to go. Let's get done with the next two questions. Question number 2 says, an organization, www.nobelpeaceprize.org, has a data set. Remember the who's? We talked about the who's of data earlier. And here's our graph we made during class. The who's are the rows and the what's are the columns. So if you have a data set on Nobel Peace Prize winners, who are the who's? If you have a data set on Nobel Peace Prize winners, who are the who's? Don't even look at their answers. The answer is in the question itself. Who are the who's? If you have a data set on Nobel Peace Prize winners, who are the who's? Don't look at their answers. The winners, right? Exactly, the people who won. There it is, the people who won. The people who won. Great job, Charlie. Yep. The people who won Nobel Peace Prize are the who's of the data set. The what's are the variables we collect. So if you look at someone like Disney, they're collecting like, how long was your stay? What hotel did you stay at? Did you bring your kids? Did you go to a restaurant? Did you go to a show? These are the what's, and the who would be the customer, the trip maybe. Each trip might be a who in a data set. Like, let's look up this trip from this family, and then what would be like the people who went on the trip, the experiences they had, like what did we learn about them? So what is the prizes? Oh yeah, the what, it could be like what they won in, what year they won. Great job, Grayson. Good knowledge on the last one. So if you look at these, the what's are the variables we collect, the information we collect on the who's. So they're collecting on where they live, if they study at the library, and how much they spend on food. A, B, C, or D, what did they not collect on? A, B, C, or D, what did they not collect on? The what's are the things they learned about the who's. What did we learn about the who's? The coffee shop itself was not learned about, so that is not a what. There you go. Next, we have zip codes. And when you think of categorical data, it puts people into groups or regions. So A, B, C, or D, categorical data puts people into groups. Zip codes are actually ordinal. If we look at a zip code map, you can say A, B, C, or D for the answer. Zip codes are actually ordinal, and you can see it across the US right here, where zip codes have an ordinal nature to them, where they are geographically ordinally related. So what kind of sounds like putting people into groups? Don't worry if you get it wrong. There are more points for wrong answers. It is D. That is correct. Are we going over how to submit the jump? We could do that here next. Yeah, we could talk about that. That'd be great. We'll talk about, Catherine, good question. And I have the visualization playlist. I think it's visual. I think if I say visual, Mubot will put it in the chat, but also I can go over it. And you just have to ask. Let's put jump on the list here next and then drop some quiz questions in. Jump assignment. It's coming up. Good work. A pharmaceutical company looks how long it takes for 100 milligrams, how long it takes for it to leave your bloodstream. So how long it takes for 100 milligrams to leave your bloodstream is a what kind of variable? How long it takes. Is that an ordinal? Is it categories put in order? Is it, are we able to go back to question when I missed it? Good question. Let's share that again, Charlie. You got it. It is quantitative. It's a quantity of time for how long it takes. It's not an ordinal categorical variable. Categorical variables are the global type, like categorical nominal and categorical ordinal. Ordinal means categories put in order, like military rank. Nominal means no order, like state you're born in. And identifiers are unique categorical variables that are unique, like social security number is unique. It's not a quantity of your social security. How long it takes something to leave your bloodstream is quantitative. And the first question again right here, Charlie, is going to be the things that they can collect on you are going to be your location, how much you spend. We might not know what you get from other stores, but that's going to be the first one right here. So those are the ones to check right there, and you can pause it right if you want. And then the things that they would apply their knowledge with would be things like where can we open new stores, how do price changes impact sales, and to determine how to market to customers. There you go. How you doing, Charlie, right there? Did you get 100? Or at least on this one, you might be doing the quiz you said. Then we'll do a little jump and drop those quiz questions in the chat because we can do as many quiz questions. The quiz is unique for each and every student, or there's a bunch of different versions you could get. But let me know which quiz questions you're stuck on. You're welcome, Charlie. Great work. Let's do the quiz. Oh, I get to sleep in a little tomorrow. I've been trying to kick my Red Bull habit. We say a Red Bull a day keeps the monster man away. I am trying to kick my Red Bull habit, kick my monster habit. But my brain's saying, dude, if you went and drank a monster, you'd be so hype right now. You'd bounce off the walls. It'd be awesome. Go do it. Run down to the Vol shop. Talk to Vicky. Say, I need monster. And she say, here you go. I say, and I just, the caffeine. It's so good. Caffeine's amazing. I love caffeine. You love caffeine. I love caffeine. Let's go look at the jump inside. Taking a random sample right here in jump. Let's go take a random sample. Monster Man is so good. And that new guava monster. I gotta stop talking about guava monster. Rule number 1 of guava monster: don't talk about guava monster. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I want to add this right here. Did Mubot drop that visualization playlist? He didn't drop it. Visualization. So good. So good. What else is really good? There's a watermelon monster too, I think. So right here, you kind of see the steps for it. It's kind of walked through. It's a lot. But if you go to the visualization playlist, you can see the video right here I made on how to take a random sample. And it's rather quick. So this video right here, and I'll show you how to do it in jump, is only 43 seconds. Most of it's like an intro where I show you tables, subset. Go here, go to random samples, scroll down. You don't want selected rows. That ate up some time. Oh, I'm talking about the different things you can do. We're gonna use random sample size and then select our number of the random sample and then enter in the last two, or the first number is told in the project and then the last two of your UTID. We'll drop this here in the assignment and say video help. So go here and go video help. We're gonna make it bigger. Make this smaller. And go right here and do this. And there we go. Video help. Call people's attention to it. There we go. Visualization playlist should be pretty clear. Some huge, crazy, obnoxious text right there. For video help, I think it's pretty clear that there's a video there now. I don't want people to miss it. I want people to see how to do it, but I will also show you how to do it. Now, if you look at what it says to do, it says you need to use 800 plus the last two of your UTID. So here's where people get stuck. If you download this right here, and then you try to open it and it won't open properly, what error do you have? If you try to open that file and it won't open properly, what problem do you have? What issue do you have? What issue do you have? What issue do you have? If this doesn't open, it's a jump file. What issue do you have? I want for someone in the chat to say it for points. If this file does not open, it's a jump file. So if it doesn't open, you don't have the software exactly. Caramel coffee one. Oh, Grayson, now I'm going to have to try that. I may have treated myself. But Grayson, thank you for the tips. I'm going to have to try that. You don't have jump. So we are going to put in the notes right here, stat tool 1, installing jump. So I'm going to show you the steps right here. It's pretty quick and it's pretty easy to install jump on your computer. What you want to do is Google OIT UTK downloads. So as everyone see here, OIT UTK downloads. That's all you need to Google. You will see the official site, or you can go to oit.utk.edu, and then you want to go to the software distribution downloads. You won't be using jump on exams, but you will see pictures of jump. Even better yet, if you're watching this video right here, I have the OIT site linked in the chat right there. So you currently see Mubot and I are pinning the message for the OIT site. So if you can't find it, you're like, where is it? Click that link. So what you want to do right now is you want to log in. I'm going to blank the screen here for a second, but I'm going to go and log in to this. So you're going to see me blank the screen, and I'm just doing my login. and I am currently logged in because I was already logged in before that. So now that I'm logged in, so you had to do your Duo two-factor login, I am actually going to say that I am installing this on my personal computer. That's what you're going to use, unless I'm on a UT computer now, but I'm going to pretend this is a personal computer. Did everyone hear that? You're on your own personal computer, personal computer. When you hit continue, you will see the following, and you will see jump. Take a wild guess what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to click jump.
Wow.
There you go. Notice right here, it says Jump Pro 17 install instructions. Well, we have Jump Pro 18 now. The install instructions are basically the same, and Jump Pro 18 is more of a mobile version, but you can still get Jump Pro 17. I suggest putting it on your computer. I like to have programs on my computer. So Jump Pro 17 right there, they've just gone to 18 version. Go to Windows or Mac. So you just click on it, you know it right there. You click it, and then we're going to go to these. These are announcements, sort of, so don't click those. Go to 17 Mac or 17 Windows. I'm a Windows person, so I'm clicking Windows. You will see this document right here where you have to click that you've read it. It's just like the help document on how to do it, and then go to Download Software. Download Software. Now, this is a rather large file. I think it's like 700 megs or so. I'm on the school internet, so it goes rather quickly, and you are downloading that file up there. So now we are downloading the file, and this is going to take a moment to download. Now what you need to do, blank the screen here again, is go to your downloads. I think we're good on this right here. So in your downloads, you want to go to the file and open it. In your downloads, you want to go to your file. If you're on a Mac and you download it, you can hit Command Spacebar, and you can search for JMP, Command Spacebar is the global search. If you're on a PC, you could also hit the Windows button, which will do a global search. You might not have known that the Windows button, you hit it, it does a global search of your PC. The Mac is Command Spacebar, global search on the Mac. Really cool commands. I'm going to go ahead and open this file right here. Bringing the screen over. Make it a little smaller. There we go. I currently have the file open right here. And notice it is a zipped file. It is zipped. Now, since the file is zipped, that means it's compacted up. We got to unpack it. You extract it right there. So you extract the files. You'll click extract and extract to the folder. Once again, I'm going to do this with the screen blanked. But if it is zipped for you, you need to extract it. We'll blank the screen, extract the file, and it's extracting to my current directory. I guess I can show that. It's extracting to my current directory, and I'm going to hit extract and show extracted files when extracted. Extracting is taking place. Extracting. I think on a Mac. So Mac users, I want your help with this here. Scott, thank you for being here. 200 points, Scott. So Scott, do you see the folder right there? And does it have inside of it a .dmg file? Colton, thank you for telling us. It looks like on the Mac it's done it automatically. You might see a .dmg file, and it looks to be automatically extracted, so you're good to go. I think the PC has the extract stage, which a lot of students get stuck on. So it looks like on Mac you're good to go. And then now go inside of the folder that either on a Mac has already been extracted or a PC has been open. Click through the folder. You might get to some choice regions. Where do you think we're going to click here? There's a lot of choices. What logically seems, and right here, Colton's telling us, great, or Colton, I'm going to click right here on jump. So if you see jump, click jump. And if there's nowhere else to click, click deeper into the folders. We're going further, jump. We're almost there. We're almost there. And finally, we see Windows, and now we see the install file. And as Colton's saying, on a Mac, you will see the .dmg file, and you need to double click that, the .dmg file. So this is how you install jump. It shows zip in the downloads. Is it fine? It probably is. Let me know if there's issues. You might have downloaded the PC version. Double check you clicked Mac. If you're Mac, you might have downloaded the PC. Or double click the file and see if it automatically unzips when you, I think if you double click it, it might extract it automatically for you. So make sure it's extracted for the PC or the Mac. Scott, tell us how you're doing. You're almost there. Now you're going to go through the install. I already have Jump installed, and you're going to maybe hit one issue. Let's talk about the license file. So here we are. 36, 33, stat tool 1, jump license file. Look, 6 minutes in, almost got it installed. With this right here, if we go back, what you'll notice is there's what's called the SID files. These are the license files. So inside of this, when we made that choice to go to jump, if it asked you for a license file, this is the license file. So when it said to you, if you start up jump and it's like, where's your license file? It is in the folder you extracted in the SID files. Now, what you could do is you could take this file and simply copy with Command-C or Control-C to your desktop, to your documents. You could just bring it somewhere else. Be like, okay, Brian says I might need this file. But when it says like, where's your license file? That's the license file. It is located inside of the folders you went into. You chose to go to jump to install previously. And here it's under SID files. And that's the file when you have to do the install. Is it 2015, 2025? I don't even know what year it is. So it looks like it stays licensed until 2025 of May 14. And then the license will expire. How are we doing? Do people have jump installing? Now that you have jump installed, the first assignment is really just a check to see if you have it installed, to see if you can take a random sample. And it is due a week from tomorrow. But I think a lot of people should kind of have it installed by now. Colton, Scott, you doing all right? Grayson, you doing all right? 10 minutes in, and we've got jump installed, I think. Or getting there. Let's head to the main screen. Grayson, excellent work, and thank you. I think it was Catherine asked for that. Catherine, here's some 200 points for everybody. We earn points during office hours too. Going through the quiz. Colton, do you have questions on the quiz? We do quiz stuff. But that's how you install jump right there. That is how to install jump. Get jump installed. Now you got jump. It's Cisco software. Brando, great job. Office hours is where it's at. We've only been going for like 30, 40 minutes and we already got our homework done. We got jump installed. Let's get it done. That's what we do in class. That's what we do during office hours. Work is done. Then we take a nap. Man. Thank you, Grayson. I appreciate that. It's just the chill, especially later in the semester, more people start coming. Like, people come at the start, but it's amazing to me. Like, at the end, people are like, I'm so lost. And I'm like, no, just come to office hours. They're like, okay. And they're like, wait a minute, you'll do the work. And I'm like, yeah, the whole semester, I'll do the work. I'll show you how to do it. I'll walk you through it. I'll explain it all. Just ask. I'll help you. There's help to be had, I swear. Let me turn off autofocus. This is a bad idea. I'm working on some background stuff right now. I'm trying to get this perfectly focused. And no. It's hard to do the fine tuning on this. I guess that's as best as we're gonna get. It actually looks better without the green screen. Oh, I clicked 1. So that's my usual right there. I want to let you know I'm in AK Psi, Frat Brothers, and so many brothers told me, oh, thank you, Charlie, that's awesome. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna mod Charlie. I usually wait till class to mod people, but I'm gonna mod Charlie. I appreciate that, Charlie. AK Psi is the business fraternity, right? That's what AK Psi is? Is that, I think it is? Fraternity. See, look, it looks way better. Funny, I make this smaller, it actually looks way better. Now, I do that. I do the window and window. You'll see. Yeah. There's the unedited, ungreen screened image right there. The green screen. I can do fun things. Let's just totally mess it up. Let's just do it. I'll move this. This is my office right here. Oh, it gets stuck if I go around that far. This is my office. There's my where I hang everything. There's my door. There's me again. Ah, there's the lighting, the bright lights that wear me out. There's hand sanitizer. Like, oh, Dad, touch something gross. Hand sanitizer. Good old Purell right there. Gotta have your Purell. There's me behind the desk with my Batman watch. Professional, yeah. We got the Shure SMB7 microphone right here. We've got, this is the Huion tablet, not Huion, that's a long time ago, what am I saying? There's the remote. I'm about to turn it off, right? Turn it around. This is the tablet I use to draw and write things on. So when you see me in Microsoft Word right here or whatever, or PowerPoints, I'm drawing on the tablet down there. Then I've got this monitor over here, which you can't see. There's my wife. No, she's over here. So I'm on this side of the desk. My wife. But if I go to the other side, you see the monitor. There's a note from my wife up there. That's a note from my wife right there. No one would ever know what that says. You'd be like, I'll take a million guesses what it says. Nope. There's my Zelda gamepad. There we go. Have you ever done streaming online? I've never done video game streaming. I've thought about it. There we go. There's the GoX. No, this is not GoX. Sorry, this is Stream Deck. So there's the Stream Deck right here. How I make all the changes. I'll show you one last thing on here too. If I gotta go to this side. Here is the soundboard over here. There's the soundboard, and then there's my list of everything on the soundboard. And there's a pen that I didn't even know was back there, a whiteboard pen. Thank you. It's really thanks to UT that I have all this. They've invested, like, I had to figure out how to do all like the Go XLR. So when I go over here and I'm like, teaching to the test moments, and do all that, and then like make Mubot appear over here, and like you got to be like,
Brian, you're not allowed to talk for me. I didn't appear during this last class. That's not fair, man.
So, quiz question. Let's do a quiz question. Let me recenter the camera, Charlie. You got this. Whee! Recentering camera. Oh, I can just hit one. Whoa! Okay, let's do it. Oh, no. Okay, wait, Charlie, I gotta fix this. What's the quiz question? One is not the right setting. My head is going through the roof. Sensors in parking lots. About the parking lot sensors. Let's do it. I'm supposed to store it. There we go. I messed it up. I'm too zoomed in or something. Store one. Store one. Okay, now we go. There we go. 2, 1. I shouldn't mess with this stuff. Shouldn't mess with it. I shouldn't mess with it. Store 1. Okay, there we go. Fixed. I'll mess with it more later. Okay, let's go do the quiz question. I'm pulling it up right here. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's kind of like my dream as a kid to have setups like this, do all this craziness, do all this, like, you never know what's sensors in a parking lot. Ian Walker. Eddie Walker, this is your life. You never had a son or a wife. What old song? Sensors in a parking lot. Ask any question you have on the quiz. We'll do it right now. I gotta find it though. It's about a new parking garage at a shopping center. Here we go. And let's do this. So basically you're thinking, how would they use these sensors to make data-driven decisions? Does that make sense? How are they going to use these sensors to make data-driven decisions? How are they going to use the sensors? Well, there's a billion ways. Truthfully, they're probably going to look at when people are utilizing the parking garage, right? That's the reason you would put sensors in a parking garage. It might be C. The owners in the parking garage can raise the prices based on demand of the day. Yeah. They can also communicate with businesses when people are there. Is that it? Is there multiple parts? Oh, we didn't get it right? That's so mean. The owners of the parking garage can advertise about the availability of parking. They can also communicate. See now, oh, because they don't want them to raise prices. Oh, really? There we go. That's really mean. Yeah, D then, right, Grayson? We'll throw you some points, Grayson. So it is D. I was like, the owners of the parking garage can raise prices based on the demand for that time of day. What's wrong with that? I mean, I don't want prices raised, but they can also communicate with businesses as to when to expect less. Oh, you see, it's kind of the inverse, so they can adjust their store hours appropriately. I don't know. But it says to attract more customers. So their goal, if you look at their goal, is to attract customers. So they would need to communicate to them ways to encourage more business. Does that make sense? So the attract customers is linked to encouraging more business. So that's what they're getting at right there. Like they based both to attract customers and help the store owners mall make a business plan. So they're trying to show people when parking's available, and also they want to communicate how to attract customers. Andrew Wind, checking out those points. Andrew, I reset your points again, but I need to fix them. Let's do another question. Another Stat Tool 1 legend right here. Andrew Wind. Andrew Wind, who has the best quotes. Andrew Wind, you better know your quotes still. Andrew Wind, you actually have 420 points right now, but now you have 420 million points. 420 million points. I told people today, quote 39, Andrew Wind, were you in the first or second? You might have been in the first YouTube class. Were you in the first? Andrew Wind was here for the inception of MuBot. We are at 500 plus quotes right now. Over 500 quotes. Andrew Wind here for the inception of MuBot, the creation.
I now exist in real life, Andrew. You are the best. Keep it up, Andrew.
Oh my gosh, from the inception. Ian Walker. First ever Stats 1 class right here. We've been going a long time. We've been creating. Ian Walker. Where's Ian Walker at? Ian Walker. Tiny Brian. Everybody knows Tiny Brian.
Tiny Brian, here to the message.
Oh my gosh. Let's put this in the notes. Ian Walker, you got this, Colton. Ian Walker. Tiny Brian does the pirate stuff. He's a pirate. Oh my gosh. I wonder. I got a student who's a pirate right now this semester, and I wonder if he would do it for me. Would do. I wonder if he would do it. It's the problem is like he's a current student, so I don't know if I want to ask him to say like, hey, you're a current student. Let's do a really. I do a pirate thing every semester. It's like one of my examples. Okay. Here we go with the question. We're trying to understand who the who's are. To understand this, we have to visualize what's going on right here. We have to see it, because seeing is believing. Here we go. Pizzas, steak, all that stuff. You got this dude, Ian Walker. Ian Walker likes to bike. So Ian Walker, he's gonna get on his bike. Here's Ian Walker on his bike. That's not half bad. Not half good either, but ooh, Ian Walker, you can't drive like that, man. Does everyone see it? Do you understand what's happening? Ian Walker likes to do what? What does Ian Walker like to do? He likes to ride his what? Say it with me. Ian Walker is a dude who likes to ride his what? Just understand what's going on with this question. He likes to ride his bike. But he likes to go out into the traffic. You got these cars here. Big cars. And Ian Walker is wondering, when he puts on his helmet, which he should, he's going to measure this distance that cars are away from him. So each row of data for Ian Walker is going to be how far the cars are away every time they pass him. He's also going to be collecting on whether or not he's wearing a helmet. So sometimes he doesn't wear that helmet. Just don't do that, man. And he's going to see the distances if they get smaller or larger, depending on him wearing a helmet or not wearing a helmet. And this car's like, oh, that dude's crazy right there. It left the world. So these cars are like, and this car's only got 2 wheels, so it's like, I gotta stay away from this guy. So Ian Walker is understanding the differences in how far away cars are, depending on whether he wears a helmet or not. Let's look at the question. What is the who of this? Might be tricky, but A, B, C, or D. What is the who of this? The who is what you're collecting on. The who is each row of data you would collect. So what's the who of it? It wouldn't be the cars themselves, because we're not learning about the cars. Good guess, Grayson. That's some points right there. Good guess. Each time he collects data, it's based on the what? Well, the helmet is kind of what he's changing. It's like the element of control. each data collection happens when what? Like if you're learning about Pokemon, you find a new Pokemon, you learn about it. The data collection point would occur when what? When would he get a data collection point? He'd get it when a car passes him, but be careful. Because does he want to understand? No worries, this one is way harder than any test question. It's a bit ridiculous. He wants to understand all cars that pass bicyclists. So it's going to be all cars that are on the road are the ones being studied. Now, he might not get data on all of them. This is the population. This is the what. The who is what we want to understand. It's the full everything that we want to understand. So who is he studying? He's collecting data on all cars on the road, which become the rows of the data frame, and they would become his, because it's not the population he'll have at the end of this, his who that he collects data on becomes his sample. So let's go ahead to the next one. It says, identify the what in this study. Now, I think there's only one what. I hate that they do this. What is he measuring? What is he collecting for all the cars on the road? Or did you say cars at first? Is that the right answer? I got 3,500 points. Grayson, I misspoke. Yeah, I know. You just said that, Grayson. You're like, wait, I said that. I don't know. My brain blooped, Grayson. I think it's these bright lights. Grayson, 500 points right there. I apologize. And he's collecting on that. You're like, I swear I was right. My professor's trying to trick me. He's not even a professor. He's a lecturer. He's trying to say that. He's trying to call himself professor now. What's wrong with this guy? I just have some fun. Yeah, good work. You are correct, I believe. What is the population of interest? I think we're good. Maybe we do have one mistake. I'm triple thinking myself because I already said what the population is. A, B, C, or D for the population. I'm worried we got the first one wrong. Which one do you think it is? A, B, C, or D here? I know which one this is. I'm 100% sure on this. It is going to be all cars which pass, not the researcher, all drivers when they pass cyclists. It's B. Because he wants to understand the truth for all drivers when they pass cyclists. I promise you that's the answer for this one. I'm a little worried on the first one. Let's see if we're right on it. We did miss the first one. It is each instance. So the who's are the rows of the data. And that's what I was getting at. I outthought myself. Do you remember the Pokemon example? When you collect data, the who is what you have data on. And I was like, I feel like I'm misspeaking. So very sorry about that. I was like, I'm pretty sure. And that's where, don't worry, Grace, I'm throwing you some more points. The who is what you have data on. So it is actually your sample. So does that make sense? So every time a car passes him, he'd have a new row of data, which goes along with what we said in class, that every time a car passes you, you have a row of data. A car passes you and you're like taking down data. And then what does he want to understand? I'm glad it makes sense. That's what I want. You're like, what the heck just went on? What he's trying to understand is the distance, which is the what. And then also he's trying to understand all drivers who pass cyclists. That's the global population. So when I got down to this, I was like, I've done this question a lot. I've been doing this question for a decade. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the first one we need to change. So excellent work right there. Colton and Grayson getting lots of points. Let's do another one. There's some easy ones in here. So should we just do a section right here where for like 5-10 minutes, we just do easy questions? Do you guys want to see like the super easy, like if you see, they're just jokes, like, I mean, you just answer them like this. Let's do that. Let's do as many quick and easy questions as we can. I like it. It's kind of just practicing your knowledge. I might ask you ABCD. Let's just try to do as many as we can, as quick as we can. Stat tool 1, MyPearson. BS320, when you're ready, could you review the next skill we need to use in our assignment? You got it. Let's do it right after this. So BS320, I've got it marked in the notes right here. Quiz, quick questions. And let's say skills for BAS 320 coming up here next. Okay, I'm gonna put BAS 320. Thank you there, Ross, for asking that. Okay. We're gonna do some quick questions, and tool 1, drop some more questions if you want. I'll put them in here. So what I do is I just add it to the notes, and then I know what we're doing next. Let's go do some quick questions. If it's a short one, we'll do it. That's not a short one, but come back and ask. Many online retailers keep data on their products for consumers. What might online retailers gain from this information? Guidance in designing products, guidance in designing. Triple shark. It's an extra one. Revenue from selling the data. Yeah, they do that to you. We don't usually sell data back to the consumer. So we don't usually sell data back to the consumer. I guess you could try that. It could be a new marketing strategy. C and D. And then there's the extra, and I was like, I'm pretty sure there's an extra one. They do sell your information. That's a very common thing, especially with credit card companies. Very, very common. Very, very common. But it's the long-term, short-term. Basically, when you think about satellite data, we might, in the short term, figure out things about natural disasters. In the long term, we might figure out climate change. So in the short term, researchers can figure out, here's long-term climate change. That might be right. Researchers, that's dealing with climate change, right? That sounds right. Climate change? Really? Too much to read. Long-term, complete history, the rise and fall of temperatures. This looks right. There we go. It is C. It's so much to read. In the short term, researchers can accurately predict weather patterns, including hurricanes and tsunamis. In the long run, the rise and fall of temperatures and water levels can help us plan for future problems like climate change. So some of these are all right. You get a lot of attempts at these and just mark the right answers, and I'm showing some for some of the tricky ones. Some of them are not nearly as tricky. Like this one right here, when we think about this, if they're collecting data on the Super Bowl, what are the who's of each Super Bowl? So when you collect data on Super Bowls, A, B, C, or D, what are the who's of each Super Bowl? Like the total scores and stuff like that. You might think it's the teams. I think I've answered that. But if they have the margin of victory, that's not going to be like a team. You might think it's the teams, and I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's the games. Because if you look at what it's collecting it's doing it for each one, passing yards for the quarterbacks. Like it would be like a row, and you would see like Super Bowl 50 or whatever, and then like the score, the margin, all these things for that Super Bowl. So the way it's written is you're collecting data on that Super Bowl, and you might have information on the teams, but it'd be like, what was the winning quarterback's passing yards? What was the losing quarterback's passing yards? So the who would be each game. And then the what's are like the winning quarterback's passing yards, the losing quarterback's passing yards. The teams would be what's. It would be like NFL team and whatever the other things are, or I don't know, what is it? Whatever leagues there are. Gosh, I'm bad. League A, League B. Sure. We did the Nobel Peace Prize. We did this one. A few more right here. We'll knock out a few more. Facebook uploads 350 photos a day. So what are the who's? If you're uploading photos and we have information what's on photos, then what are the who's? What are the who's? If you're uploading photos, the who's are the what's. It's D, it's the photos. A recent article on Americans' eating habits. The cases in the study, which are the who's, are going to be what's? The individuals, right? So it's going to be each of the individual Americans, which is another who of the study. So it's just saying the who's right there. Another synonymous word with who's. Who was studied, the cases, the individuals in the study, the rows of the data. The population is the group we are interested in. So this is studying Americans. So we are interested in Americans, probably adults. Say adults. Should say adults on here somewhere. Adults. So we want to understand adults. So adults are the population of interest. The who in the study right here, we're researching college students right there. So that's the who. It's going to be the students at the university are the who we want to understand. Try to do a few more. I'll pause. We did this one during the quiz. This one's tricky, so I'll answer this one real slowly. Okay, so this one deals with categorical and quantitative. Categorical and quantitative. Categorical puts things into what G word? Categorical puts things into what G word? Categorical puts things into what G word? So we slow down a little bit here because this is one people get tricked on a lot. But it's really easy when you know how to solve this one. Puts them into groups. Quantitative is numbers. Which of those do you think we can find the mean of? Like if I do banana, strawberry, it's categories, right? If I do age, it's like 43. Which of those do you think we can find the mean of? Quantitative stuff or category stuff? Which of those can we find the mean of? Quantitative. Let's use that knowledge to our advantage here. So when is it being used as categorical? They want to go here and find the mean, the average, and also the average. But they're saying using grade level as categorical. If it's categorical, you don't find the mean of categorical data, which is also the average. So the answer is C, putting people into the same age group on the playground at the same time, like categories right there. Using that same knowledge for quantitative, which is real numbers, the only one where we see mean is right here. The other ones are treating it like it's a group. So they're going to use grade levels as a group versus she wants to find the average grade level right here, which is quantitative. So there we go. And that's how to solve it. It's a lot to read, but if you remember with quantitative data, you can find the mean, and categories is groups. So quantitative is means, and categories you find like frequency of groups. We did that one. We'll do just a few more right here. People say, what kind of animal do you own? It's cat, dog, bird, bunny, or other. What kind of variable is that? Nice and easy, A, B, C, D. You can answer that in chat. Cat, dog, bird, what is it? It is B. And it's technically nominal too. If you were to answer nominal, if that was an answer, that'd be true. Oh, we can do this one. They say good time or bad time as a response. Well, it's definitely categorical. Yeah, because the variable of options are not numbers, they're words. It's categories. They're words. Categorical. A pharmaceutical company figures how long it takes for it to go through your bloodstream. That is a quantity of time. Medical researchers look at an increase in pulse rate. What is that? ABCD. We're almost done here, and then we'll do some 320 because we're nearing the end of this. Medical researchers look at how long something, your heart rate. Heart rate is a what variable? It is C because it's real numbers. Heart rates are real quantitative amounts. Like you can say your heart rate dropped by 5 beats per minute. It's a real number. Like it doesn't mean like the group 65. It's a real number. Good answers. The state a respondent lived in, don't click their answers. Cat, quant, identify, nominal, ordinal, discrete, continuous. What is it? Categorical means it puts things into groups. Nominal means the groups have no order. Ordinal means the group have orders. Quantitative means it's an actual real number. Discrete means the numbers are whole numbers. Continuous means the numbers can have decimals. Identifier is a special case categorical variable that cannot repeat. So what's a possible answer to here? The state you live in. It is categorical. Also nominal, but it's categorical. There we go. Know the answers before you click. And really great work, Grayson and Colton right there. Really good work. This one, we'll finish off with these last two. And we've done a lot of these. Great job, Brando, also. So here's a weird one. The way we know what kind of variables we're working with is by the way the question is phrased. Let me ask you this. How many fruits and vegetables do you eat a day? I might eat 2 to 3. How many fruits and vegetables do you eat a day? No one said anything. No one eats fruits and vegetables besides me. I got to eat more. I need to get tomatoes. Tomatoes are so good for you. Well, they have antioxidants in it. I don't even know what an antioxidant is, and I need it. I don't know it, so I need it. So if you notice, your response to how many fruits and vegetables do you eat is quantitative. But watch this. Do you eat 3 or more servings of fruits and vegetables a day? So Colton, you said maybe 2, which is quantitative. But Colton, do you eat 3 or more servings a day? Think about how you respond to that. Do you eat 3 or more servings a day? How do you respond to that? So just respond in the chat as you would. I can too. My answer is probably going to be the same as yours. My answer is, and then Grayson said no. So the way I asked it there is not quantitative. Well, but remember, the first time I said, how many fruits and vegetables do you eat a day? Quantitative. Then the second time I said, do you eat more than 3 servings a day, 3 or more servings a day? And you said no. So the answer is the variable would depend on the way the question was asked. So if you phrase it as how many do you eat, that's quantitative, or do you eat at least 3 a day, then that's categorical. And then they might summarize it in a way you wouldn't know. The weekly budget of a student on food is a what type of variable? Just ask your friend this question, be like, how much do you spend on food a week? and then their answer denotes what kind of variable it is. Right? Once again, don't look at their answers. You can be very specific on it. What kind of variable is weekly food budget? If you don't look at their answers and note before you look at it, you really know the topics. Ooh, I like that, Grayson. Numeric, it was on the Kahoot, and also known as quantitative. Actual real numbers is numeric, quantitative. I like to throw those little, let's throw you a 500. And you can hang out here. We're going to do some 320. And once again, if you got more questions, just drop them in. If you saw the 320 question just got added to the notes right here. So anyone ever wondering, someone says, Brian never does my class during office hours. I just drop in. I'll do it. Ross, we're going to do the class right here. We got in-person office hours coming up here shortly. So here we go. 107. 13. BAS 320. Skills for BAS 320. Let me blank the screen. Bring up RStudio. RStudio. We're going to see some assignments getting posted here. Oh, man. Assignments. I'm so excited for assignments. They wake me up. Okay. Let's talk about a little skills for BAS 320 and what you need to know to help you out in the class. So, the first thing here is, this is RStudio. RStudio uses R code. You can even see your R version down here if you go down here and run the code R version and take a look. I'm currently running an older version of R. Great. Oh man, it's really old. I gotta fix that probably. You're welcome, Colton, right there. Awesome. And let me mod Ross out here. I know Ross. Ross, you're now a mod too. Thank you, Ross. 100 on that quiz. More points in the chat. And with this is an older version of R. It's not the end of the world, but I should probably update R. But I like the old version. So here's all the different windows. You can have your files, your plots, your packages, your helper, your viewer, your presentation. This is kind of the multi-window. But if you're just starting out in BAS 320, and we did this in our class, go to Tools, Global Options. I'm going to show you a few things to click that we didn't even do yesterday. You need to go here and set your working directory. I work out of my downloads because then when something downloads, I can just load it. But this is where all your files have to go. It's not the best idea for organization to work out of downloads. But how many of your files need to be in your working directory? How many of your files that you are using, the ones you want to use, need to be in the directory you are doing your work out of? Three-letter word starts with an A. How many of your files, all of them, every single file has to be there, and you have to load them from there. You have to work out of that directory. If you don't work out of the directory, things start to go poorly. So make sure you have that set to wherever you're going to put your files. If you want to be like me, you can do that. Some students do that, and it's all right. I'm looking for, here we'll go to display. I'm under code display. We're going to use rainbow parentheses. Why don't I have that turned on here? It's turned on my Mac over there. I showed that today in class. Rainbow parentheses, super awesome. I don't know why I didn't have it turned on, but turn on rainbow parentheses. I can't even say it. It's so awesome. Rainbow parentheses. Have that on. So that was under console, display, rainbow parentheses. Also, now we're going to go to our Markdown. And on our Markdown, we are going to show equations in line. Make sure all this is set up right here like mine looks like. Show output in line. I have unchecked this. This is under, I'll show again where it's at. I'll show it's under Tools, Global Options. Tools, Global Options. Under Tools, Global Options, you'll see immediately to set your working directory. Set it there. Then go to Code, Display, use rainbow parentheses. Code, Display, use rainbow parentheses. You'll see in just a second. Good question. This is for 320, and we'll show what this is going to do. This is 320, getting started with R. And last but not least, we went to R Markdown and unchecked show output in line with R Markdown documents. This is going to make what I do online look a lot like what you do. We got this good to go. Now, rainbow parentheses look like the following. Rainbow. Now, why this is important is if I'm doing a function right here where I do something like take the mean of the vector 1, 2, 3, 4, and then show me the head of this vector right here, notice you can see that the mean function is the orange bracket. So I'll make it really big. Using rainbow parentheses, you can see via the color coding that this is the vector being created right here. This is the mean function, which opens and closes here, and then the head opens and closes here. So when I run this, here's the output of it. But let's say on the mean function, I have NAs, which are missing this special character. Notice it changes color. That's a special character, and it says NA. I have to add in within the mean function, which ends there, NA.remove equals true. I know I'm showing you a bunch of code, but notice how I can see this is inside of the mean function very easily because of the color coding. This is just to show you color coding. We're not talking too much about coding right now. It's just the awesomeness of rainbow parentheses. Does that make sense, Ross, right there? The rainbow parentheses let you easily see the head function opens and closes here. The mean function opens and closes there. The creation of a vector opens and closes there. So that's what rainbow parentheses do. Super awesome to look at, helpful with files. So don't worry about that code so much. Beautiful, we love it. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our lives way easier. This up here at the top is where you'll write the majority of your code. You can start a new R script by going to File, R script, and you'll get into a brand new R script. This is just where you write code. And you can see I have way too many of them open. I've got untitled 90. I'm going for untitled 100. Gonna get there one day. So with this, on this document, if you write something up here, you can hold Control or Command Enter, Mac or PC, vice versa, and then hit Control Enter, Command Enter, and it'll send it to the bottom. Down here on the bottom, you can't edit code once it's run. So you can go down here. You're welcome, Grayson. You can press up to cycle through your code up and down, and you can pull up the code that was already ran, or you could just go up here and type in a different number and rerun it by holding Control Enter, PC, or Command Enter, Mac. And we usually write code up top because you can edit the code. You make mistakes, you want to figure it all out while you're doing it, and then you just change it, and then you evaluate the code down below. If you have a whole bunch of code written, you can just highlight all the code, Control A, or highlighting by holding and dragging on it, and hit Control Enter or Command Enter to run a bunch of code at one time. And once again, you can scroll through the commands down below to see all the commands that were run. You're welcome, Brando. And so now you see what these two windows are used for. This is where you write your files, write your code, and I've got a lot of files open. And this is where you evaluate your code. Write code, evaluate code. You can also run code down here. Once again, once you run it, you can't change it. You can recall it by pressing up or down, though. Very important things to know. These will come with practice. Just hear these things, listen to them, and just intake. What are these windows again? This is the brain of R, and you can see it. It's right where my brain is. It's the brain of R. It's called the global environment, and you can go to different windows in here, but we'll only focus in on the global environment right now. Think of the global environment as your house. It's everything you know and everything you have. So what we'll do here is we'll say X left arrow, which means store into the number 2. Now X is known in the global environment as the value 2. I can say X plus X, that kind of was, and we will get 4. But if I say X plus Y, it's going to tell me the error Y does not exist. It's an object, it's a thing. And so with this, and it's got data on it, it's got context from class 201. With this, it's because we have not stored an object Y. So you could do that. You could create an object Y. Y equals 5 or 4. And left arrow is the same thing as equals. I prefer left arrows, but there are other ways of doing it, like for right arrow. This hurts me to do. Z. So when you think about an arrow, it's storing that thing into there. Does that make sense, Ross? That 2 goes into X. 5 equals Y. 4 is being stored into, and so the directionality of the arrow is what I like. That's why I just imagine it like becoming that. Like that 4 is just like becoming Z. So you're storing that 4 into this object. It's like a box. It's the Z box, and you say put 4 inside that box, and you say here's Z. It's 4. Arrows are storing it into, and agree with the arrows. We don't just have to store these numeric things though. And this is where I'm going to put a section in the video. Class of objects. And let's mark this right here for 320. And we will tell people, hey, come to office hours, check it out, ask questions. I fear, and Ross, thank you so much for being here. Too few students. I should make a bonus for it. I should do a MuBot bonus for this. because they get bonus in 201. I don't know. If you come to a lot of office hours, I should look at the end of the semester at your MUBOT points and also Discord points. Objects in R. Or class of objects. Okay. So, MUBOT is here dropping those points. So.
Keep it up, Ross. Brian will figure out a way to get people points. Just remind him, especially in the semester, if you keep getting points. Be like, Brian, I got points. You said you'd do something, even if it's small with points.
Okay, MUBOT, we'll remember this. We'll do it. It might be a small bonus, but it will be a bonus of some sort. Just got to make sure I remember. So I'll be like, Brian, you said. Okay. What are the class of an object? When it comes to the class of an object in R, it's how R sees this thing. You can actually just figure it out by running class. It's numeric. 201's like, wait a minute. It's quantitative. So if you're in 201, you're like, I just saw that a moment ago. It's quantitative. It's actual real numbers. Not everything's quantitative, though. I, myself, am a character. Apparently. Not everything's character. How about class, everyone knows this, empty cars. Empty cars is a data frame native to R. You don't have to see it to know it. It exists in the base packages, and it's just a data of cars. And now I'm storing it into cars. So does it make sense that this cars data frame is just a data sheet like an Excel spreadsheet right here? But what if I do the following? So this has class data frame, which is basically an Excel spreadsheet. Let's go here and say class of empty cars, $ miles per gallon. Miles per gallon sure looks what? Miles per gallon sure looks what? Think about what we just heard earlier. It sure looks like that is a what kind of thing? Class is the way it sees it, like I'm class professor. I'm a professor. You might be class student, or maybe you're a dual class professor and student. I've been that before. That sure looks what class? Can you run categorical data in R quantitative? Yes, but in the masters, we only did one chapter. And really? Yeah, no, you can do factors all the time. Colin and shout us right there. It sure looks quantitative, and that is going to be numeric. And we oftentimes have factors, and there's a really great package. So cylinder, or that is it, whether or not it's a V shape right there. Watch this. I can go right here and go to empty cars and go to whether it's inline or not inline. And I can overwrite it with a factor and do empty cars and of cylinder or inline. And notice, oh, wait, did I mess it up? Oh, I called it empty cars. Oh my gosh. Let me remove that. There it is. And let me remove empty cars from the global environment. There we go. So notice I changed that to a factor, and I can use the same code. I think automatic transmission should also be a factor. And factor means it's a categorical variable. Now we're going to try something fun right here to end. Because what if we wanted to look at the miles per gallon for these different cars? This is why we like coding. Because you're welcome. Good questions. I like it. Let me throw some MUBOT points too. Let's go to our cars, our data frame. And this is what's called a pipe. It's Command Shift M. And we need the library dplyr to use it. And you would have to do install.packages, dplyr, which is data manipulation. And if you try to run the pipe without turning this on, it'll get mad at you and say there is no pipe object. And all this does is it takes what you're using and puts it into the next function. It's mad about that thing beforehand, I think. So there you go. It just takes that and puts it into that next function. Think of it as like passing it off. We're handing cars off to the following. If I were to say the following, cars filter MPG greater than 20. What do you think that did for me? Just don't worry too much about the coding, but what do you think this did for me? Cars filter MPG greater than 20. What do you think that did? What in the world did that do to my data frame? What did that do? Filtered cars. Yeah, it just made a subset, right? So we're able to quickly and easily create subsets and ESR20 using dplyr. We can quickly and easily do that. And watch this. We can go here and go to summarize. And we can say, let's say, I'm going to open it up a little further. AVG MPG equals mean of MPG. Let's add to this also. We could do it for horsepower too. So we could go here to average horsepower. Horsepower equals mean of horsepower. There you go. But what about this? Remember how I said we have automatic and manual transmission? Let's go here and say group by, and let's say AM. And what do you notice now? So I think the manual is 1. What do you notice about the miles per gallon? Or we'll remove the filter, see if it changes any. Oh, wow. What do you notice about the manual transmissions miles per gallons? What do you notice about the manual transmissions miles per gallons? It's greater. Take this code with the MT cars data frame and make it the most amazing flex table with labels. I'm now going to ChatGPT, dropping in our code and saying, take this code from the MT cars data frame. It probably will even know that and make it the most amazing flex table. It's even doing manual and automatic right here. And so in a matter of moments, we've got this code right here. We're going to copy the code, bring it back over here, drop it in. We wrote a little bit of code and we said, make this beautiful. Ooh, we didn't get the rest of the code, did we? 'Cause that's not finished. I literally copy it right when it was finishing. Okay, good. There we go. Wow, holy mackerel. Okay, it ran. Add footer. Add footer not found. I might have to delete the add footer. Do not, I have flex table. Flex table not found. That's why. Because they didn't run library flex table. Well, that's the problem. You have to turn on your libraries. There you go. And frankly, we should just round this now. Amazing flex temple example. So Ross, what do you think? We made a pretty nice looking table. We could change colors on this. We could go here and go exclamation or hashtag FF8200 right there and change some of the colors on it. Hashtag FF9944. That's not good. We need to go more divergent. Sure. There you go. Is that, oh God, that looks really Florida right there. What have we done? What are we doing? More purple. There we go. Like it. But you can make so many changes so quickly. It's absolutely insane what you can do to these things in just a matter of moments. You can make all the changes you want. You can look up all the colors and figure out exactly what you want from the millions of combinations of colors. And yeah, it's pretty awesome what you can do, especially with ChatGPT now that everything is just, it knows how to do coding left and right. So it's just epic. I agree. Just so neat that you can see the manual has higher here. We want to do a round on it. That's the only problem I have is our table is not rounded properly. So it should be, here's the mutate. If else, they're mutating on that. Let me throw this inside of a round. Round 2. I hope it doesn't get mad at me. Logically, this should work. You can see the rainbow parentheses. Or I can just ask ChatGPT, but I know how to round things. Okay, then we go here. It looks like it ran. Boom. Done. There you go. Nice, beautiful table for a report. And you would just take this table right here, copy paste the table, and we've already summarized. Might even just remove that little bottomette there. And there you go. Does this look like a table you could put in a report about cars? I mean, I would say that that is a well-constructed, good-looking table, and it took moments to make. You can change the colors you want pink and green, whatever. You choose the colors. You can go to a hexadecimal color picker and pick whatever color you want. But that is how we can use data, work with data, and we will be going through more steps. It's kind of just, I went come from kind of like really easy and just put that car up to 100 and was like, let's see what we can do really quickly with ChatGPT. All I did was write a little bit of code, and then literally my prompt, if you look at my prompt again, was take this code with empty cars data frame and make it the most amazing flex table with labels. And then it said, here you go. There it is right there. 0 to 100, yep. So you truthfully, what you need these days to be a really great coder is a little bit of coding knowledge and a lot of imagination, because the more you think you can do and the more you realize you can do, you just ask ChatGPT and it's like, there you go. Then you should check your numbers, because I could go and look at it. I can go remake that table. I go remake that table and say, I got my original table here. My crummy looking table. Yep, same numbers, no decimals. You better check those numbers, make sure it's the real numbers, but these are rounded numbers right here with more decimals, so we're good to go. With that, we'll do some Star Wars outro, then I'm going to in-person office hours. So, actually, I'll play the intro outro, I like it. Bye for now, we'll do the outro. We gotta do outros for outros, right? Closing, Star Wars. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.